let's get the controller to interact with it. So what we're going to do is we're going to add this laser pointer type of thing to the end of the controller, or to the end of the hand in the game. So you go to Content, Virtual Reality Blueprint. Move that out of the way. So in Blueprints, we're going to edit BP Motion Controller. Okay, so when you open up the Blueprint Motion Controller, we want to go over here to Hand Mesh, add a component. We're going to add a new static mesh. And I'm going to name this Pointer. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to make it quite long. And because, oh, I can't see it because I need to do this. So I'm going to go down here to Laser Pointer Mesh. So the static mesh component, making it down here, you can edit the static mesh, do laser mesh. There we go, that's nice and long. As you can see, I increased the scale to 300, which is like, what, 30 units or something like that? I don't know. But there you go. So let's test this here, compile, save. Let's just hit play and make sure that that actually works. So turn on the controller. And as you can see, it interacts with just about everything. So, so see now, it'll highlight the button when it's overlapped. But we don't want this here to always be visible. So since we don't want that to always be visible, if we go here on the right hand side and we go down here, rendering visible, by default we'll have it not be visible. And also for collision, make sure it's generate overlaps and preset is set to trigger. And now when you hit play, see, when you move in the general direction, it's still sensing it, but it's not knocking everything off the table and killing the snowman again. Well, or maybe it is. Okay, so that was a problem I had not anticipated. It's just the way that I have designed the collisions and the physics here for these objects. Yeah, when moving it around, even when it's not showing, it was still interacting with all these objects and just completely breaking the game. So I found out a workaround for that. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how I did that. So the pointer itself, that's the only thing we want to ignore all other objects unless I tell it to interact with it. Now you can probably use collision channels. I don't really know how to do that yet. So I'm going to say when the pointer component is overlapped, what we're going to want to do is do a branch if. So we're going to say if, yeah, other actor. So we want to get the class of whatever's overlapping it. And then we're going to compare, oops. We're going to compare the class of whatever object is being overlapped. We're going to need an array. Okay, so for variables, I'm going to call this, so this is everything that the pointer, the laser pointer, should interact with. I'm going to put a class reference in here. We're going to hold an array of them actually. So this will be non-ignore actors. Those are going to be the actors we want it to interact with. So as you can see, it's already an array of type actor. So actually you want this here, when you type in actor, you could have an object reference, you just want a class reference, an array of actor class references. And compile. So for right now, the only thing that we want it to interact with is the exit button. So BP button exit, compile, save. So if this class, or here, so now we're going to say this array contains item, and which item are we looking to see if it contains? This one. So basically what this is saying is, right now, since we only have that BP button exit in here, if the actor that is being overlapped by the pointer is the exit button, then we'll leave it alone. If it's anything but the exit button, we want to ignore actor when moving pointer. Okay, so what actor do we want to ignore? This one. So drag from other actor here all the way out to this actor pin, and should ignore, yes. So basically what this here does is, once again, everything except the button. It should ignore it and not overlap it. Okay, let's go ahead and see if that worked. So now, as you can see, it's not killing my snowman anymore. It's not opening the presents, so that it should be a good thing if it overlaps the button. So, go, oh, look at that. Sweet. Okay. So, why did I make that an array and add one class to it? Because this button here, we're going to have to put a trigger around that to show the laser pointer. So that will probably be the next thing we do. So it's going to not ignore the quit button, the restart button, and any object of type, blueprint trigger box, we'll call it. So on to the next.